Have you ever stopped to wonder why we strive for perfection, yet often feel most human in the face of imperfection? In a world obsessed with symmetry, youth, and timelessness, we shy away from cracks, stains, and signs of wear. We are drawn to ideals that promise order and permanence, yet the nature of existence defies these aspirations. If you felt trapped in this tension between chasing perfection and confronting life's messiness, there's a philosophy that offers profound relief. It's called Wabi-Sabi, a Japanese concept that celebrates the beauty of imperfection, impermanence, and incompleteness. The Western tradition has long sought to conquer chaos through reason and order. Ideals of perfection are held high, burning brightly in our minds and hearts. But this fire of aspiration requires endless fuel, and for many, it burns out entirely, leaving disillusionment in its place. Yet, what if imperfection isn't the enemy? What if the beauty we yearn for isn't found in flawless ideals, but in the natural, transient, and imperfect nature of reality itself? This is the promise of Wabi-Sabi, a perspective rooted in centuries of Japanese thought. It invites us to see life not as a series of problems to be solved, but as a tapestry of fleeting, imperfect moments to be cherished. Wabi-Sabi's story begins in 12th century Japan, when Zen Buddhism, introduced by monks like Nonan, began shaping the cultural landscape. Zen centers on a profound truth. Suffering arises when we resist reality. We crave permanence, certainty, and perfection, yet the universe flows in constant flux, ever-changing, impermanent, and imperfect. By the 15th century, these ideas evolved into the aesthetic and philosophical concept of Wabi-Sabi. Though it resists direct translation, Wabi-Sabi encompasses a way of seeing the world where imperfection, impermanence, and incompleteness are not just tolerated but embraced as sources of beauty and wisdom. It represents a profound shift in perspective, a move away from rigid ideals toward a deeper appreciation of life as it is. Visually, Wabi-Sabi finds beauty in what is worn, asymmetrical, and incomplete. It celebrates simplicity and naturalness, favoring the unpolished over the pristine. In art, this is exemplified by raku pottery, a Japanese style where pieces are hand-shaped and fired at low temperatures, resulting in porous, uneven, and unique forms. Another striking practice is kintsugi, the art of repairing broken pottery with gold, silver, or platinum. The cracks in the vessel are not hidden but highlighted, transforming the damage into a story of resilience and renewal. The repaired object becomes even more beautiful for having been broken, a powerful metaphor for life itself. These practices illustrate a central truth of Wabi-Sabi, that imperfection is not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be honored. The cracks in a plate or the wear on a piece of fabric tell a story of time, use, and life. They remind us that everything is part of an ongoing process of change, a process we too are a part of. Beyond its aesthetic expression, Wabi-Sabi offers a philosophy for life. It encourages simplicity, mindfulness, and a deep appreciation for the present moment. It asks us to let go of the need for control and perfection, finding peace in the transient and imperfect nature of reality. Consider the Japanese tea ceremony. In its early days, this ritual was a display of opulence, with ornate teaware and lavish settings. But in the 15th century, Zen monk Murata Shuko redefined the practice through the lens of Wabi-Sabi. The tea ceremony became a humble affair, conducted with simple, handmade ceramics in minimalistic surroundings. The focus shifted from wealth and status to mindfulness and connection, reminding participants to savor the moment and find beauty in simplicity. This principle can extend to our own lives. How often do we chase grand ambitions or idealized versions of ourselves only to feel frustrated or unfulfilled? Wabi-Sabi teaches us that happiness doesn't come from achieving perfection, but from embracing the imperfect realities of our lives. Your messy home, your aging body, your unpolished talents, these are not failures, but expressions of a life being lived. When we stop striving for the unattainable, we can begin to appreciate what we already have. At its core, Wabi-Sabi is a lens through which we can view the world. It reminds us that beauty is not an inherent quality of things, but a dynamic interaction between the observer and the observed. Beauty, in the Wabi-Sabi sense, is found not in perfection, but in authenticity. It resides in the cracks, the wear, and the fleeting nature of existence. As Leonard Cohen, an artist and thinker, puts it, Wabi-Sabi nurtures all that is authentic by acknowledging three simple realities. Nothing lasts, nothing is finished, and nothing is perfect. These truths, while humbling, are also liberating. They free us from the endless pursuit of an ideal that can never be attained and open our eyes to the quiet beauty that surrounds us. For example, imagine walking through a forest. You might notice a fallen leaf, its edges curling and its colors fading. A perfectionist might see decay, but through the lens of Wabi-Sabi, this leaf becomes a symbol of life's cyclical nature, its impermanence a reminder of its fleeting beauty. Living Wabi-Sabi doesn't mean abandoning ambition or resigning ourselves to chaos. It means shifting our focus from outcomes to processes, from ideals to authenticity. Here are a few ways to begin. Simplify your life. Focus on what truly matters, letting go of excess possessions, commitments, and expectations. Create space for mindfulness and presence. Appreciate the imperfect. Look for beauty in the mundane and the worn. Notice the charm of an old book, the warmth of a weathered chair, or the character in a cracked mug. Shift your mindset. When faced with challenges or imperfections, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? Embrace the process, not just the outcome. Celebrate resilience. Like kintsugi pottery, honor your scars, both physical and emotional, as marks of strength and stories of survival. Be present. Cultivate mindfulness by focusing on the here and now. Savor the small moments, a sip of tea, a breath of fresh air, a kind word. In an age of perfectionism, Wabi-Sabi offers a much-needed counterbalance. Social media bombards us with curated images of success and beauty, creating unrealistic standards that leave us feeling inadequate. Wabi-Sabi reminds us that perfection is an illusion and that true beauty lies in authenticity. By embracing Wabi-Sabi, we can find peace in the inevitable imperfections of life. We can stop chasing an unattainable ideal and start appreciating the richness of what is. As David Foster Wallace once said, if you really learn how to pay attention, you will know there are other options. It will actually be within your power to experience situations as not only meaningful, but sacred. Wabi-Sabi invites us to see the world anew, not as a problem to be solved, but as a mystery to be embraced. In every crack, stain, and wrinkle, there's a story waiting to be told. In every imperfection, there's a hidden beauty waiting to be discovered. What will you choose to see in the cracks of your life? If this philosophy resonates with you, dive deeper into the wisdom of Wabi-Sabi and explore how it can transform your perspective. Subscribe to our channel for more insights into philosophy, stoicism, and the art of living well. Let's journey together toward a life of simplicity, mindfulness, and imperfect beauty.